Hello friends, so it's going to be a bit of a shorter one today for Vlogmas Day 7 because I am toing and froing from the doctors. I went this morning for a smear, which is always fun, not really, not fun at all, but it was fine. And I also managed to get an actual appointment for this afternoon, which I'm very relieved about. So yeah, I'm going to be going back this afternoon. It's now 1:45. After I got back this morning, I went back to bed for a nap because I cannot function as a human being unless I've had enough sleep. So yeah, in between times, I'm just going to be pottering around, doing little bits and pieces, and I'll show you what I get up to. So I just got to chapter 13 of my book. It's actually really fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's about this B&B in this place called Evenfall, where these two witchy aunts and their niece live together and run this B&B. And I don't think this is giving too much away because it happens right at the beginning of the book. But one of the guests in their B&B mysteriously dies, and so it's all about this mystery of what happens to this woman that was a guest in this witchy B&B. It's just a really fun, like, cozy witchy mystery, and I'm really enjoying it. Would definitely recommend if you're into that type of stuff. But I need to go get ready to go back to the doctors now, so I'll see you later. Hello everyone, happy afternoon. Good afternoon. I feel like a news reporter. Hello everyone, good afternoon. No, but seriously. I'm about to be having my very late lunch. It's 4:20. And I'm back from the doctors for the second time today. Cyrus is here with me because I've got food, obviously. He doesn't actually care about being here with me. No, he does. He does, he just loves his food. I'm having noodles with tahini sauce, sausage and peas, which might sound like a weird combo, but I think it's gonna be good. I'm just mixing in the tahini sauce now. So I thought we could do a little mukbang and I will eat and chat to you about my health updates from the doctors. So if you like, why don't you pause this video, grab yourself a cuppa and a snack, or your breakfast, lunch and dinner, whatever time of day you're watching this, and let's get into it. It's not hot enough, it needs to go back in the microwave. Okay, we're back and the noodles are hot enough now. So the main thing that I went to the doctors for in the first place was ADHD and joint hypermobility / suspected hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Let's start with the ADHD stuff because I feel like that's actually easier for me to explain. So I'm diagnosed autistic and I completely identify as being ADHD and have done for a while, and since I've been in autistic burnout it has actually made my ADHD traits a lot more noticeable, a lot more challenging to deal with, and so now comes the time that I actually go to the doctors and say, I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD, please will you refer me. My doctor, I am very lucky in that my doctor is a particularly lovely doctor. She obviously does her job in that she needs to know that the referral is valid, so they have to ask certain things and blah blah blah. They have to make sure they can't just accept you saying, I want you to refer me for an ADHD assessment. They need to know that the referral is worth making basically and that it will be accepted. Maybe noodles weren't the best idea for a mukbang. So we got through the ADHD stuff fairly quickly. The route that I chose to go down was to use the right to choose option, which basically just means that you have the authority to choose your healthcare provider. At least this is how it works on the NHS in the UK. Not all providers of ADHD assessments qualify for the right to choose scheme. I believe that the ADHD UK website has a list of the ones that do qualify, and you can go on their websites and like find the forms that you need to fill out. And the reason why you might choose to go through the right to choose option is because ADHD assessments just on the normal NHS, like where they would refer you to locally, can take a hell of a lot longer. Didn't realise how hungry I was. That's a very typical autistic thing for me. It affects interoception, which is the inner workings of your body and how you recognise those things. I really rarely recognise how hungry I am. It's getting a bit warm in here. You okay, bud? The man of the hour has joined me. Oh, I think I already said that actually. Just staring at me, as you do. So yeah, that's the whole ADHD thing and the right to choose. And you basically have to fill in the forms and send them to your doctor, and then they have to fill out part of it and then send them off. I fucking love tahini. So the other thing that I went to the doctors about was about my joints and other random symptoms that I experience, and feeling like my symptoms line up with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Now, a good few years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago, I experienced severe damage to the ligaments of my knees. So now I have this glorious crunchy thing going on whenever I use a set of stairs. One person once told me that it sounded like I had a bunch of keys in my pocket as I walked up and down the stairs. So
I went to the doctors about that at the time. They sent me to physio. I had physio. The guy told me straight away when he assessed my body and stuff that I had joint hypermobility syndrome. Now, I found out the other day that that diagnosis doesn't exist anymore. I think I might have already spoken about this in Vlogmas on another day. So that diagnosis doesn't exist anymore of joint hypermobility syndrome. And they now diagnose hypermobility spectrum disorder associated with EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So the fact that I have already been diagnosed with joint hypermobility syndrome, which is not a thing anymore, means that I actually either have hypermobile spectrum disorder or hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I told the doctor this. I told the doctor about other random symptoms that I experience in relation to EDS, which are honestly the most random things, and I'm not surprised that it's really hard to diagnose it because it affects so many different systems in your body, because it's all about, from my very basic understanding, it's all about connective tissue, and it means that your connective tissue in your body is faulty basically. So that's why it affects joints so much, because the connective tissue can't hold well enough. But it also affects other systems like the autonomic nervous system, which for me, I believe, affects regulation of temperature, circulation, my pupil dilation, like because I experience dilated pupils randomly for no other apparent reason. Blood pressure, I think my blood pressure might be low, I suspect, and all of these different like nervous system based things, and also gastrointestinal system. It can affect organs because all your organs have connective tissue in them. It can affect your skin because your skin is connective tissue. All of these things. And obviously I don't know if what I experienced is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but when I read about it, a lot of the random health things that I've experienced in my life, in my childhood, in my teenage years, growing up, and now, a lot of it makes a lot of sense to me, and some pieces of the puzzle come into place a little bit, I think. I'm not very well informed though on the difference between hypermobile spectrum disorder and hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I'd like to do some more research about that. But basically this whole conversation with my doctor, I did have to fight for it a little bit. She did question me a few times and felt a bit dismissive at times about certain things I explained, saying like, oh, but everybody experiences joint pain at this time of year, and oh, but if I were to tell all the staff members here in reception the list of symptoms that you've just given me, they would all say, oh, but I have all of those things. So it did feel quite dismissive at times. So I would say, if you're going to go down the route of trying to talk to your doctor about this, be aware that you might feel dismissed, you might feel not fully heard, and those types of things. But in the end, she could tell, I think, how much it meant to me and how much it is actually affecting my life. And she agreed to refer me to rheumatology, which I'm so relieved about, because they are the people that will be able to tell me whether they think I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or hypermobility spectrum disorder. And if it's not hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, what else potentially could it be? But the doctor also said, you need to do a blood test as well, because I don't have a recent one, to rule out any deficiencies and things like that, which I think is fair. I don't believe it's that, like, I don't believe there's any deficiency issues, but I'm perfectly willing to do a blood test. So yeah, that's what's happened today. If anyone watching this has any questions about this whole process, please let me know, because last night I scoured the internet for information, UK-based information, about hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and there was barely anything. There was one young woman on YouTube talking about it and talking about her diagnostic process in the UK, and that was all I found. One person. I honestly feel so relieved. I find it so fucking stressful dealing with doctors and having to advocate about health things. Really, we should not be having to fight for ourselves in a national healthcare system. But that's just the reality, unfortunately. Thanks for joining me today for Vlogmas Day 7. It's been a week. I can't believe it. Okay. See you tomorrow.
The next morning.
Hello, good morning and welcome to day 8 of Vlogmas. Thank you for joining me today. I'm hoping you're joining me today. I say that because I am having some worrying laptop issues. I wasn't able to finish editing yesterday's vlog to be able to upload it today because my laptop is behaving in a strange and concerning way. Anyway, hopefully that all just works itself out. I'm currently just giving it a little break. I shut it down. I'm gonna give it a while and then turn it back on and see if that helps. After having issues with some of my footage yesterday, I cleaned my Mac and it all seemed fine and went well, and then I started trying to use my laptop after that and it just was being really weird and slow and not functioning properly. So unless that gets fixed, I'm not going to be able to edit at all, which is great timing in the middle of Vlogmas. Anyway, I have a session this morning with my autism coach, which I'm excited for. It should be good. And then this afternoon I'm going to go for a walk, and then this evening I am going out with the family and some of our old neighbours to an Indian restaurant / Elvis tribute night, which just sounds like a hilarious combination to me, so that should be fun. I'm not sure how much footage I'll get because I feel like it will be weird to film around that group of people, but we shall see. Maybe I'll get some clips. Let's get into the day. Happy 8th of December! Hey friends, so I had my session with my wonderful, wonderful autism coach. It was brilliant. I learnt loads, which really excited me. And now I'm gonna go to Sainsbury's. I'm gonna look for something to wear tonight actually, because I don't have nice things to wear with me. All of my clothes that I have here right now are very casual and we're going out for a nice dinner, so I'm gonna look for something to wear, and I might pick up a couple of things that are like random presents for people. We'll see what happens. Oh, and I'm very happy and very excited that I also, well, I didn't fix it, but the issue with my laptop got fixed. I turned it off and on again for like the 3rd time and it appears to have worked. Everything seems to be functioning well, so fingers crossed. Hopefully this vlog will be going out tomorrow morning. Yes! I'm so relieved. Hey friends, so I'm back in the car now after being in Tesco. It was a success, kind of. I got a nice jumper for this evening, but I don't quite understand still what I'm gonna wear it with. But I got really overwhelmed in there. Sometimes supermarkets are just really difficult, and I've developed a headache, which is rapidly getting worse, so I needed to come back to the car before my mum was ready. I'm gonna drink some Pepsi now because sometimes the caffeine in Pepsi helps when I have a headache. So I'm gonna drink some Pepsi, I'm gonna take some painkillers when we get back and hope for the best for going out this evening.
A few moments later.
Hey friends, just got home, crashed on the bed, feeling quite nauseous now with this headache. I think it's slowly turning itself into a migraine, so I'm going to take a power nap. I've just had some painkillers. Hopefully the nap will make it go away.
1 hour later.
Okay, everybody get your hands together. Come on. Oh, the way I feel tonight. Will I stay? Oh, will you? You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Conversation, but a cup of love. Sing it! I'm all shook up. Won't be the same again. Everybody willing, and when no spoon, I said happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday. As the crowd gathers round and angry on my face down in the street, going his hands in the dead zone. Well, it's one for the money, two for the show, three ain't nothing. Suede shoes, they do anything, but they all about the suede shoes. There's the money in the whole smell like, with their business to do, and so you ain't nothing but a you ain't no friend of mine. Yeah. And spring became the summer. And come on, guys, touching your hands. Oh.